Well, I won't lie, I get more questions about this knife than I do any of my other knives. It's the Bushcraft Store, the TBS Boar knife. I've had this for about 2 years, 2.5 years. So the wife bought it for me a couple of years ago. Been using it on wild camps and trips around, and it's a fantastic knife for bushcraft tasks. The sheath is something that always gets the questions. This is the multi-carry sheath, and additionally the Bushcraft Store sent me the outer thing just to put on to try it to see whether I got on and liked it. The same with the ferrocerium rod, which we tried and we like. So I thought, you know what, we'll just do an old school knife review video like we've always done on the channel really. Curly birch, lovely big handles on this, you know, even for the biggest hands, the handle is really comfortable. Nice spine, 3, maybe 4 mil, 3 I think, probably 4. Size doesn't matter. Nice cutting edge on there, like I said, Scandinavian grind on it. But it's more what the knife can do, and is this the perfect knife? Is this the perfect knife for starting into kind of getting into bushcraft? It's a good start, it's a good starting point, I'll say that. I've seen so many controversial reviews on YouTube, some negative, some good, some poor, some bad, some really good. It's kind of one of them hit and miss knives, so I can only give you my honest opinion, and so many people ask me questions of this knife, whether it's on my social media groups or on my YouTube channel. What do I honestly think of this knife? And I've got to say, it's a great knife. It really is good. We'll do some old school knife tests, cutting. I'll readjust the camera in a minute and we'll have a little go. Of course, I'll leave the links to where you can get hold of this knife. Look at the sheath. It boasts quality at a low price, and I always say that is the product worth the money that you're paying. And in this type of gear, you really can't go wrong. For a starter knife or a professional outdoorsman, you get the package deal. There it is, it's on your belt and away you go. You can even opt for a dangler system. There's so many different variants of this. You can get this in different scales, and it's all available. You haven't got to wait for it to be made, if you like. It's in stock. That's what I like about products, you know, like this. Is there's pretty well much something for everyone. I haven't got the grizzly one to show. Probably in the future I'll get that, because it reminds me of my Gary Mills Timber Wolf knife, which I get on really well with. I think the Timber Wolf knife suits my needs a lot better than something like a standard bushcraft knife, because I hard use them quite a lot, here, there or anywhere. Do you know what I mean? When you're out, and I just like to beat them around my knives. And I think the grizzly looks a bit more shorter base, which I like that smaller cutting edge on a knife, but I like the scales to be a little bit thicker than a standard bushcraft knife. But this, for the average guy who's just who's trying to get into bushcraft, would make a perfect knife for that. So let's have a look. We'll readjust the camera and we'll see what it can do and what it can't do. Try and put some of the issues that I've seen kind of floating around on YouTube and in the groups. That, you know, it doesn't feather stick with one, or I can't feather stick with it. You know, the ferrocerium rod doesn't work. What else have I seen? I've seen quite a lot. So I've even seen a video that said avoid this knife. I don't know why you'd want to do that. It's a real contender in the market. Of course, K720 steel's European steel. European built knife, so let's try it. Let's give it a blast here, just in the training area at the back here. Got some whack-o. We'll give it a whack and we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully we don't break it. Yeah, stranger things have happened, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So let's go. Like I say, I've used this knife for a couple of years now, and we'll have a go with the ferrocerium rod and we'll see what we can do with it. Let's have a go with the knife first of all. Light batonging. I always say a knife should be able to do light batonging. This is willow, split willow. We've got some willow there. It's getting seasoned. It's for my log burning stove that I use in my teepee. So let's just give it a blast. Feels knotty already, this wood. I'm not sure what it fucking is. I never select easy wood to split on these videos. I've always selected harder woods. That way you get a gauge of what's going on. Not right in the middle of the wood. It makes hard splitting then. Let's have another go. Let's get through that knot. There it is. Just keep smashing it around a bit. I've got to say, the edge retention on this knife is fantastic. And has been since I've had it. And I only strop it. And I've tried the DC4 sharpener on it, and it works well for that too. So it's quite easy. If you're new, you can get an edge back on your knife very easy. Let's try and split this. There we are. So there we are. So you can see it splits wood. Let's have a look. Any chipping? No. No chipping on the edge of that, which surprised me. That's probably going to be too big. I'll have a go at splitting something like that in a minute. Oh, that's a hunk of a wood there. No. My axe struggled to split that. So let's have a go with some feather sticking. This was one of the things that people said about, does it feather stick? Oh, I don't know. Well, I know it feather sticks because I've used it bloody a lot for getting my fires going on camps. So this knife, according to a very well-known bushcraft kind of channel, knife review channel, doesn't feather stick. Because they said that the angle of the knife was too steep, so it doesn't feather stick. Yeah. And some amazing curls off this. This wood feels very damp, so I probably ain't going to get it to light with a ferrocerium rod, and if I do, it's going to go out, but we'll have a go. That knot's right in the way there. Not the bestest wood for feather sticking. We never make things easy on this channel. Oh, that knot. Yeah, so this knife doesn't feather stick. I argue that before we even start, because that, to me, is a half decent feather stick. The back edge of the knife is rounded off to spark a ferrocerium rod, and the TSB Boar, the TBS Boar does a great ferrocerium rod. It's a good one. Try and get some of these finer shavings. You can see the finer shavings there that are just coming through on this, which is fine. So yeah. I wonder whether I could. Where's my ferrocerium rod? Dare we do this on a video? This is their ferrocerium rod. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know. Plenty of sparks. Let's see if we can get a... You know what? We're going to bring you in closer in a minute. This wood is damp. I'm not quite sure whether I'm actually hitting it. Let's try and get a bit of heat in it. Oh, there we are. Well, even that surprised me, because this wood is quite damp, but you can see our feather stick is going. So there's probably a few of the myths on kind of YouTube of it not doing feather sticks or being able to light a fire with it. It didn't take me very long. I've done no editing on this video, so there's no, that's what I didn't want to do, is any editing kind of bits and bobs. So what about other tasks that we would use our knife for? Notching and carving's probably one. Notching and carving, so let's go through the notching and carving. So a lot of people will come up onto the blade and they'll hold the back edge of the knife like this when they do notching and carving. That can give you a really sore thumb. What you need to do is come back on the edge of the blade and you actually thumb the knife on the back edge near the ricasso if you want to be posh. But you come back and you use the handle of the knife, and that will eliminate these hot spots you get on your thumb by just pushing on that blade. And I see that time and time again. Oh, and they go, oh, my thumb. Oh. But just come back, extend it. Use that. Great for this. Push forward. Notching and carving. No problems. Big chunks come off. Very powerful knife. Don't think it isn't. It's a very powerful knife when you're using one of these. The forehand grip. For sharpening, putting points on things. No problems. No problems. Notching, carving. I have no problems using this knife. I don't get no hot spots on my hands using it. Everything's tickety-boo. Detail work is fine. No problems. So all in all, fantastic knife for using for bushcraft tasks. The bushcraft, the TBS Boar. It's a great knife all round. I can't fault it. Even though I've seen so many videos kind of saying avoid it. The fit and finish of the knife is good. Like I say, I've had no problems with warping scales, but there is a way that you look after your knives and you treat them. You know, this is wood and it does need to be looked after. The blade will need to be looked after. It needs to be sharpened. It needs to be kept maintained, and you'll have no problems with that. All in all, fantastic bushcraft knife. Like I say, is it the perfect bushcraft knife? Is there room for improvement on it? I want to get hold of the Grizzly to do a comparison of the two, and I'll also then test it against my Gary Mills Timber Wolf to see which one performs the best, because they're all from the bushcraft store. And of course, the Ferrocerium rod. My only criticism of the Ferrocerium rod, it works well, it chucks amazingly hot sparks, you can get a matching, so it's matching your knife handles, all types of stuff. The standard one comes with an orange one, so it's easy to find when you chuck it down, which would have been handy for some of them guys on the Alone series who tend to lose their Ferrocerium rods a lot. So it would work well for that. And of course it's natural wood, so you can just reshape it a little bit if you need to, take off the Harris, move it down a bit. You can do whatever you want with it. Very universal product. Like I say, I like the sheath. I love the sheath on it. I like that I've got the DC4 sharpener. I didn't think I'd like all this on my sheath. Normally I go for a plain sheath, but I do like having it all in one package. It does work well. And like I say, my only criticism is I think the Ferrocerium rod itself, if they'd gone for a softer metal one, you could have done the kind of fine, detailed sparks. And it's really hard to do on this. You get a few shavings, but if you look, just not getting no sparks. So I'd have liked to have seen them do a finer, softer Ferrocerium rod. The sparks off it are amazing. But you just got to remember to use the whole Ferrocerium rod on these to get maximum sparks. And it's as simple as that. So that's my thoughts on the TBS Boar knife. That's my honest opinion of it. I use it, and not just saying that because of the bushcraft store. I actually use this knife all the time, and you would have seen it being used in videos. So that's it. That's my quick knife review of this knife. Fog's got a YouTube knife review on the channel. I know some of you guys will be happy about that. So that's it. Great bit of kit at the right price. Not overly priced, good valued knife for the money. And I'm loving this K720 steel. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It works well. It is like, it's high carbon, so it will need looking after. You can get this knife in stainless steel. Great. They also do a folding knife. I haven't got one of them neither to show you at the moment. I'm sure I will add it to my collection eventually and stuff that I'm going to start using it in the field. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review of the Bushcraft Store wild boar or boar knife. I'll see you on the next one.